play a league now. Gonna jump on in. Yep, okay, here we go. Let's do it. Why are you doing that? Maybe I can't fucking do this. You acting the fool. Okay, it's being rude. This is bizarre. This is, I guess, what you get when you try to play Magic Online on Linux. Here we go. Whoever I'm playing against is in for a treat. A free win. Yeah, this is so fucked up. It's like I have to keep doing this. Oh, well, I'm just not gonna use the maximize button. This is bizarre. But anyway, what does this hand do? Alright, so I can go Dark Writ, Cabal Writ, Spoils for Chrome Mox, and then make goblins, or potentially Echo, depending on whether I put the Burning Wish or the Empty under the Chrome Mox, depending on what my opponent does. So I will keep. Let's see what the old opponent does. Flooded Strand. The bane of my existence. That's a lot better though. That actually means that I don't have to play Spoils of the Vault. I can just make goblins. And I actually think there's potentially an argument for not casting the Cabal Writ here, because I don't think it's going to I don't think the difference, like the number of goblins, is going to matter. And I don't want them to counter that, so I'm just going to make 10. And this way I have a little more gas in my hand if I draw another mana source. I can try and charge back up. So the way they're acting here makes me think they have like, oh, okay. They just didn't do anything. It's kind of weird. I thought maybe they're going to end step Brainstorm, like crack the Strand, Brainstorm, and just put the thing back on their deck, but put a Terminus back on their deck. Like they didn't cantrip or anything. It just struck me as odd. Here's a Brainstorm. They conceded. Great. The goblins got there. Alright. So, without knowing too much about what my opponent's playing, can I Is this going to cooperate now? No, fuck you. I don't know if it's OBS or if it's my computer or what, but something is bullshit. Anyway, I'm going to press on. Wait a second. No, don't do that, but I can make you a little bigger anyway. And then we'll talk about sideboarding with this disaster. Okay, so against blue decks, here are some cards that you might want to play. I've been thinking that I think definitely against Delver, but potentially against other blue decks or non-combo blue decks. It is correct to remove the Doomsday package entirely because it's a lot harder to protect your Doomsday with this deck than with other Doomsday lists. And so I think it's just you're exposing yourself to too much risk. And so assuming this person's on Miracles, I think what I want to try is we cut the Doomsday. The advantage of cutting the Doomsday package as well is that you don't draw the Thassa's Oracle, which really is just an ass card to draw. Obviously, we can still Burning Wish for Doomsday, so if you had a really bonkers hand with like a ton of mana and a Spoils of the Vault and a Burning Wish or something, you could Burning Wish for Doomsday and Spoils into your pile, whatever. So we could still win with a Doomsday if we wanted to. And then let's see. We're going to bring in... So that we got 4 slots right now. I think I'm going to bring in the Veils. Yeah, we'll just bring in... We'll do 2 of each. There's an argument for cutting some Echoes against this kind of deck as well. Or you could cut like a Spirit Guide to sneak in another thing. Let's try that. We don't need to go off like ASAP against these decks necessarily. Alright. So here's another hand that does a thing. In this case, that thing is probably cast Cruel Bargain on turn 1. The real question is whether you want to put Spoils of the Vault under your bargain, under your Chrome Mox, or Cabal Writ under your Chrome Mox. I suppose the other thing that it does is make Goblins on turn 1. You bargain under your Chrome Mox. I think we're keeping this regardless, so I'm just going to hit keep. If you put Bargain under your Chrome Mox and Rite of Flame under the other Chrome Mox, and then you go Writ, Spoils for empty, and make the Goblins. But then you're doing Spoils for a 3 of in your deck, which is a little risky. A little risque. That's an interesting card. Alright, I don't think I'm going to put Spoils under this. I think I'm going to put Spoils under this Chrome Mox. I don't think I want to put something different under it. I think this, since we have other business, the Spoils is higher risk than I need it to be. Alright, I'm just going to fire off the Cruel Bargain, I think. Well, maybe that's not the right play. Maybe I'm supposed to fire off the Burning Wish. Hopefully this just like eats a counterspell. And if it doesn't, I can try to gas back up. Or I can grab like the Cabal Therapy, or I can grab Past in Flames or something. Okay, so they're just flustering that, and that's fine. The tropical island makes me think perhaps this isn't Miracles, although we did see a Tundra last time, so it could just be Bant Miracles. It's hard to know. So they fluster that, and it's fine. This smells like counterbalance to me. Or they could just be holding up in mana for their counter spells and shit. It's hard to know. What we got? This is the bird thing. Oh, Return to Nature. Okay, so they've got to be hitting the black one that makes black? No, really? Interesting. Well, given the contents of my hand, that's definitely a mistake. Here we go. Shooting it off. Huh. I'm gonna hard cast. Oh, I can't hard cast this. I can't. I don't have a blue mana source to fetch. I almost wish I did. Well, that's fine. Not the best draw 4 ever, but at least I can get my my red mana here. So this is a Narset. Narset's a problem. Obviously, Narset makes the Echo a lot worse. I'll grab the Badlands here. Well, that was a good draw. That's what we needed to draw to be able to try and make a game out of this. You know, I almost want them to counter this. So it's not a ton of goblins, but it's something. Got something on board. They may even force a copy of this if they have a force. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, let's see if the gobos get there. Are they digging? I actually probably will want to spend one goblin pointing at the Narset, because it's not going to make a difference to the clock, and it'll free up the Echo if I happen to draw a Okay, Teferi's pretty good because they can bounce one of my goblins. I'll have to think about what the right move to make in terms of where my goblins go, because presumably they attack or they bounce one of the goblins. They play Teferi and bounce one of the goblins. Oh, they're looking for another land. I suppose if they see a Terminus off this ponder, they're not even going to cast it Teferi. No shuffle. Play the Misty. crack the Misty, so no Terminus in looming anyway. Not yet. Mystic Sanctuary for Ponder. Interesting. That seems kind of unusual to me. I guess they still play Teferi here and then they continue looking. I have no idea what they're doing. I do not understand the Miracles deck. They shuffled though, so that's a good sign for me. Okay, so it feels like I'm gonna get an attack in here. Potentially even 2 attacks. I'm gonna send 1 at Narset, and then the rest at them. Okay. So that frees up the old card draw. I'm trying to decide if I should play this Seeming Spirit Guide. It'll put 10 power on the board, which will turn off their fetch lands, and that might be worth it. It'll make it a lot harder for them to find another Mystic Sanctuary, for one thing. I think I'm gonna. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I'm not sure it's correct, but. Because, like, it doesn't actually change how fast I kill them. And it's possible that it's better. Yeah, I don't have a way to discard it right now. And okay, so they force the Simian Spirit Guide. Fair enough. Yeah. So I mean, if I draw right, if I draw an LED, I'll be able to get the Echo in the graveyard, and they won't have Force of Wills in their hand apparently. So they're really just trying hard to set up a Terminus at this point. They still haven't found one apparently. And they're getting the paw or the brainstorm back. Okay. Well, my pop outs and stuff are friggin' weird with a bit lately. I don't know why. What's this? This is Jace. Okay. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. If I'm supposed to attack the Jace. Throw 2 at the Jace so they can't bounce me. I'm not sure that's going to matter all that much. Because it's the drawing more cards, seeing more cards that I'm more worried about. I would rather just get Jace off the board entirely if I was going to do that. Okay. That puts him to 4. I think you're probably right. Because if they have the terminus, it's not going to matter whether they're at 1 or at whatever. Like, I'll need to find something more to do. So let's see. These guys are going at them. 3 at Chase. Okay. Let's see if they have it. They probably do. No triggers. They find another board wipe of some kind, or did the goblins get there? I suppose they could still brainstorm into a terminus for next turn. But yeah, they're digging hard. Cracking fetches too. They may have found like a supreme verdict or something, but oh, that costs 2 white. Oh no, they have 2 white because the astrolabe. Still digging. Shuffled. Pass. They're not doing anything. I found a Burning Wish. That's an interesting card. Oh. You guys want to see something cute? There's a Chain Lightning in my sideboard. Oh, I don't have the right. I don't have another red mana source. Well, we can grab it for next turn. I wish I had another red though. But first, I'm gonna attack with all of them, and then this might just kill him. We'll see. So they're going for the hope to have Terminus right on top of their deck line here, which apparently they don't. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So yeah, this deck is great. 100% win rate against miracles. Bet they're pissed off about that. They must have seen like 20 freaking cards and no Terminus. It's got to be awful. I mean, this deck beats itself most of the time. The spoils of the vaults really help in that regard. Alright, let's see. This doesn't do anything. It's got no initial mana sources. It'd be pretty close to doing something if it did. Oh, and I clicked keep like a fucking idiot. Okay, well, I'm just going to discard this Echo Beyond to hand size. Oh, yeah, so this is probably Reanimator. Oh, they didn't cast Entomb. I'm not sure why. And a Bayou. This is the kind of deck we should be good against. Um, okay, never mind. It's not necessarily. Yeah, there's the Entomb. So it's just Reanimator. Um, this matchup isn't horrible. It's the two ships passing the night. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would have been better if I kept a hand that did something. Obviously, that was a misclick on my part. Oh, interesting. Chrome Mox. I wonder if this is more like you don't usually see that. The Chancellor isn't so bad if you can throw stuff into it. Like a relatively common play pattern is like play a land, play a Lotus Petal, and then like Dark Rit to pay for the tax or something. If they get it on board, obviously it's a problem. Um, but in terms of just like I don't know, for the most part, it's basically just who has the turn one kill. But yeah, I'm just gonna concede here because they therapy themselves and put Chancellors in their graveyard, and they have the stuff to win it. So in this matchup, the empty the Warrens aren't super great, so I'm usually gonna take them out. I'm gonna board in my 3 Veil of Summers and not pass, but send it. And this is part of why I have the split of Veils and Xantid Swarms, because against like the blue control decks, you probably want multiples of each. But against combo, you just can cut the empties and bring in the 3 Veils, and it maps out pretty well. So I'll try to click on the keep or mull buttons such that I keep or mull hands correctly this time. That will be critical to my success in this matchup. And really, I'm just going to be trying to fucking hit that yeet as hard as I can. What I really want to do with this deck is kill someone with Chain Lightning. That's the primary reason it's in here. I mean, it kills Oof and Thalia and Leovold as well, and potentially Planeswalkers, like Narset, but it also kills people. That's what I really want. I want a Reanimator player to mull down to, I mean, not mull, like Grizzlebrand themselves down to 3 and not be able to finish the job. And then I'll top deck a Burning Wish into Chain Lightning for the Rubbins. So chat box isn't showing up in the stream, is it? Let's see if I can fix that. Oh, that's the wrong thingy. Fucking nope. There we go. That's better. OBS is kind of a shit. And Magic Online streaming on Ubuntu is kind of a shit. Oh, do I have to click submit? I do, don't I? Submit. I'm the idiot. That's why I play decks like this. Alright, this hand isn't going to do much. Doesn't go fast enough. And this one doesn't go fast enough either. Although it's interesting that I actually could make blue for the Echo, but I can't put it in my graveyard. So I'm just going to mull again. Let's see, this has no initial mana sources. It's got that stupid Thassa's Oracle in it, so gonna mull another time. Really now we're just on the lookout for LED plus Echo in the opener. Or alternatively, like, spoils and an LED, or spoils and an echo. Maul. I don't really want to mull more, but I just don't think this hand does anything. So, okay. I think I'm just going to keep. This has the LED, and so I'll keep like land, LED, dark rit, um, and just hope to peel something. Hope to peel the echo. Like, going down to 2, I'm probably less likely to find either of the cards I need to do the thing. So now if I find a spoils or an echo, I can try to win next turn. So I have 7 live draws, which is pretty good for a mull of 3. They didn't kill me right away, so I'll fetch the Badlands, thin the old deck out a little bit. There it is. Better lucky than good. Of course, I have to now not die to my spoils of the vault, but it's possible. Echo of Eons. Fingers crossed. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, shit happens. Part of that was definitely my fault for building a bad deck. Um, no, I mean my fault for blowing that first game. I could have tried to make a game out of that first one. Um, but yeah, you're right. That's the risk. That is the risk you take when you play Spoils of the Vault. I'm willing to take that risk. Winning even one match is already better than I really expected to do. So, and hopefully those matches go quick. All right. This hand is very heavy on Chrome Mox, but it does something. So I'm inclined to keep it. So what I'm going to do is I'll pedal Dark Rit Contract, and then hope. Let me think here. So I now have all 4 Chrome Moxes in my hand. um, I could put a Bargain under Chrome Mox and then Lotus Petal into Manamorphose, and if I hit, probably the best thing to do here would be to like put Morphose under Chrome Mox and Bargain under Chrome Mox and Burning Wish for empty, and then try to empty next turn. But this is not great. Not great. I don't want to just pass the turn. That's not what I meant to do. This resolves. Yeah, I would just that wasn't a great one. Um, Unfortunately. So I'll just be hoping that I draw something that makes mana next turn, and I can make at least 8 goblins. There's not really anything else for it, I don't think. Duress. Okay, that ain't good. Obviously, they're taking my empty here. Alright, I'm just gonna play out these rocks. Because now if I draw a Burning Wish or an Echo, probably... I mean, like, Spoils theoretically could do it, but I'm not sure I'd really want to take that risk. This just looks like Storm. And they're playing a Verdant Catacombs. So I'm probably just going to die here. But I'm going to at least see what they're doing. They still can't trip him. So it looks like I might have another turn to try and peel something off the top. Let's see, let's see. Nope. Now I'm probably dead. Still can't trip him? Yeet and delete. Is that what you did with the deck, Ape? Why when I click yield through this turn, does it not actually yield through this turn? What are you doing? You're giving me more time. I mean, it's a business spell. I'm casting it. I can't imagine that I won't die in the meantime, but... Oh, maybe. Excuse me. I don't know if there's any real reason to do this. But I have enough black mana sources here that I can go like this. So now if by some miracle they don't have the kill this turn, on their next turn I mean, I'll win. Oh, this looks like it's actually also Doomsday. Interesting. And they're trying out Night's Whisper and Duresses, apparently. Or it could be some other, stormy sort of deck. Or not stormy sort of deck. Like a Paradox. What the fuck is that card called? The 2-mana blue thing that also combos, or like Thought Lash or something. But yeah, it does kind of smell like mean deck. Their username is Fuzz65. Targeting themselves. This is smelling a lot like mean deck here. Another Lion's Eye Diamond. Play it out. So what they're doing right now is a big part of why I'm not a huge fan of the Mean deck, because it feels like they've given me a billion years to draw out of the mess I put myself in. Um, and so, like, if they are trying to find, okay, so there's a Dark Rat, and they'll probably Doomsday. They may even just be able to kill me here. They probably do have a lot of forces by now, you're right. I mean, turn 5 isn't super slow, but, like, it feels like forever to me. They exile the Thoughts' Oracle, so I hope they're playing 2. I'm probably supposed to make them play this out, because if they're only playing one Thoughts' Oracle, then I think they might just be shit out of luck. So let's get a look at this listy. Looks like it's just straight bug, Knight's Whisper, and everything. So cycling the Edge of Autumn, playing Lion's Eye Diamond. They discarded their hand. Draw with the Waterlogged Grove. It's cute. Protect themselves. So must be Lotus Petal Oracle if they actually have the win. There's a Lotus Petal. And there's the Oracle. Yep, they had 2 Oracles. Okay. That's fine. We'll concede. I'm not sure if empty is worth it in this matchup. I'm probably inclined to cut it. Maybe the swarms are better here. I'm probably not going to have any removal. And that'll make my echoes better, so. Because, like, it's easier to play a swarm, and then... I don't think I'd bring in Piff, though. I'd just use it as a wish target. They do have discards, so maybe Veil is better than Swarm. Yeah, I know. It's so... I don't know what the problem is, because, like... Oh, now we're working, huh? No, we're not. That's so bizarre. Oh, wait. Huh. I've never had a problem like this before. Like, what the fuck is that? I'm not convinced that it's like... What? Yeah, I don't know what... I don't know what's going on. I think OBS is being a bitch. What does this hand do? This hand can cast Doomsday on turn 1. I suspect that's not good enough against this deck. Yeah, what the flying fuck is going on? Alright. I'm gonna mull, I think. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, what's going on? It's like it's randomly spiking. Let me. That's not what I meant to do. All right, I'm gonna keep this hand. Um, I'll just put back that. Yeah, I don't know. There, I'm not convinced that the problems I'm having aren't OBS related, but this is something that I can actually see on my screen and not just in OBS. Um, it's like showing the first hand there. What the? Oh, now I can't even. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shut Magic Online down and reload this. Hold on a second. Is it gonna make me concede that match? I hope not. But it's just a cheap USB headset. Okay, this is looking a little better. Okay, let's just try and play the game here. Oh, nope, I can't click the buttons. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, it's just struggling. So, the play here is going to be Burning Wish and yeah, I'll investigate that. Um, but not right now. I might have to if I start keep having trouble though, I might have to put this stream on hold. Um, so I have like two business spells here. Um, I can Burning Wish and get goblins. And if they counter the Burning Wish, I can flash back the Echo. And that's probably the game plan here since they're like a slow deck. Obviously, that they can still beat that, but I think I'll crack this for red because I can use the pedal to make blue. Just make goblins. Okay. mean, there's definitely an argument um for black for Doomsday, but I think like the thing with that is if they don't counter the Burning Wish, but they do have counter magic, then the empty is a lot better. Um, and from what I've seen, this deck is rarely fast enough to beat 10 goblins on the play, and the way they started their turn with Lotus Petal Brainstorm either means their hand is completely busted or their hand is nowhere near good enough. They didn't shuffle though, so they have to beat me this turn. And they might be able to do it. It's not looking good for me. Yeah, they just got it, I guess. Rude. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe I should have done the Doomsday. It felt to me like a tough choice because it basically forces them to have the turn 2 kill and is relatively immune to counter magic, whereas the Doomsday forces them to have the turn 1 kill but is much less immune to counter magic. Because like if you spend the mana to cast the Doomsday, then you're not casting the Echo that you have. So I don't know. Yeah, you might be right because they usually are only playing the 4 forces. They're unlikely to find it. Yeah, but this is just. I'm just gonna. I mean, I guess I'll make them play it out, and just in case they bungled it. But I tend to doubt they did because they can just play. They don't even need to go through that. They could have just played the fish right there because I don't have anything. I'm sorry. What? Oh, okay. I don't understand what just happened. I thought they put a card on top. They cast Night's Whisper. They drew 2 cards. So they have 3 cards left. Then they played. Okay, so then they drew. They cast Preordain. So they have 2 cards left when they draw with Preordain. And then they cycle Edge, so they should have 1 card left. They cast Ponder, so they should have 1 card left. Or 0. No, okay. Maybe I'm the idiot. I thought they were going to draw with 0 cards left in their deck. But apparently not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still torn on that one about the empty versus um empty versus Doomsday there. Because like I feel like Doomsday opens me up to a whole bunch more stuff, but so I'm definitely keeping this hand. The question, okay, I'm on the draw anyway, so I'll get a little more information. And a Prismatic Vista, great. Playing against all the blue decks, that's fun. I'd love to draw another business spell here. Okay. Um, Interesting. Interesting. I'm assuming Prismatic Vista and the Snow Covered Island, like Basic Island, need miracles, but I could see them being on Blue Red Delver here as well. Um, I'm just gonna fetch right now. That's a good draw. All right, I'm making a move. So if they force this, which would be surprising to say the least, but they did force pitching Impulse, so that makes me think that must be Omnitel of some kind. But they've now put themselves to 18, so this is an interesting point in the game. I can go Dark Grit, LED Spoils for Burning Wish, and that'll be so Storm counts 3. That'll be 4, 5, 6, 7. Burning Wish is 8, and Tendrils will be 9. And if they don't have another force, they just die. And assuming that Spoils doesn't kill me, of course. That's a very important point here. But this is definitely the line. Eat and delete. I'm sure they paused because they needed a minute to see if I was actually playing Spoils of the Vault and Legacy. Alright, here we go. Yeah, baby. Make some more black mana. No double force. Hell yeah. Get got, chump. Spoils of the Vault. Best tutor in Legacy. Yeet. Got him. Alright, this is a Xanthid Swarm matchup, I'm pretty sure. And it seems like it's definitely not a Doomsday matchup. It's the old saying. That's how the old saying goes. The reason I'm assuming this isn't a Doomsday matchup is because I expect them to bring in more counter magic, and then they're also, if they don't have Surgical in their main deck, they're going to have access to Surgical via Cunning Wish, potentially. Um, you think? Maybe you're right. I actually think Empty is okay against these kinds of decks. Well, let's just try it your way. I'm supposed to be a Doomsday stream, right? Oh, I'm not going to be fast enough. We'll try that next game. I think I like Empty against these kinds of decks because they have so much counter magic. Um, and they tend to be a little bit slower. And like a lot of times I see them keeping slow hands. Um, But I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna put a Burning Wish back. This is a mana source away from making goblins. Um, so I think it's a keep. But, but you might be right, Ape. This might be. I might be supposed to keep Doomsday in here. It's kind of crazy how much Doomsday is floating around now in the meta. Like Doomsday is a real deck now. Not this version, but other versions. I think I'm technically supposed to start with the Rite of Flame. They probably counter this Dark Writ if they have a counter spell. They didn't. There's the empty. Make them have it. They probably are going to be able to just kill me too fast, though. And Ape will feel vindicated. Yeah, I've actually been wondering about that too, Ape. Maybe the new versions just aren't their jam, but alright, let's see if they can kill me fast enough here. Or like Cunning Wish for I don't know, Marrow Shards or something. I don't know what kills goblins at instant speed. Golgari Charm, maybe. Show and tell. Alright, I'm dying. Just a big ol' Emrakul. I don't think I win this race, unfortunately. My out to actually maybe win this game somehow is to draw an Echo. And so that's why I didn't sack the LED, because like the goblins aren't going to matter at this point, but I didn't draw it, so all right, let's try it. Let's skip the goblins. Goblins out. Doomsday's back in. And I need the Street Wraith and the Oracle back. Ooh. I'll cut. I'll cut a spirit guide. Maybe just both two spirit guides. I mean, I'm not super keen on cutting mana sources, but like spirit guide only really helps making casting red spells, or helps the most casting red spells. It seems like the worst card in the deck here, to me. I would love to be able to just land a Xantid Swarm and then kill him. We'll see what happens. Well, it's got a Xantid Swarm, but no good way to cast it, and nothing else really going on. So I'm a little dubious of this one. I can Xantid turn 1 off the Lotus Petal, and then next turn I'll draw a card, and I can write a Flame Anamorphose to see another card, but I'm just not really sure. I have what, like, yeah, maybe I am supposed to keep this. Probably not, but like, I feel like a 6 card hand isn't gonna be all that much better, and this hand is really just lacking a business spell. Um, that's an interesting question. It definitely would be easier to cast than Xantid Swarm. And it has some utility against Storm as a silence effect if you can get in with it and then silence to just buy yourself a turn. Um, so yeah, I mean, it definitely there's an argument, for sure. The thing I like about Swarm is that it lets you like set up, um, like it will let you could play Swarm and then play like a draw 4 without necessarily needing to kill right away. Whereas Hope is basically like forces you to kill then, but it's definitely worth thinking about because then potentially um you could potentially cut green entirely. I guess Hull Breach is still a card, but realistically, I'm not ever casting Hull Breach ever. Coming in with the Xantid Swarm. So I'll see 2 cards here. Let's see what I draw. Red black. Burning Wish. That's it. That's the card we needed to see. Do it again. Red black. Hit me some mana. Okay. That's fine. So we're just going to go get Echo here. Oh, arguably that Manamorphose. No, I needed the black. Okay. Anyway, Burning Wish. Grab the Echo. Make some blue. Flashback the Echo. See what we draw. Something good, I hope. This might be able to get me there. Two dark. Actually, this just does it, right? Dark Rid is 8. Yeah, this just does it. I don't even have to fuck around with Spoils of the Vault. Oh, maybe I do. 4. Maybe not. We'll see. Exile the Spirit Guide, make red. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short. So, but this isn't necessarily Manamorphose. I'll make red red. Perfect. We got him. All right, one more match. Let's get a non-blue deck. I can hear my wife playing with the dog. I don't know if you people can. In the background, there's probably too much background hissing noise to be able to hear anything like that. True Nightmare. They used to play a lot of Maverick and shit, right? Now I have no idea. This is an interesting hand. This could Doomsday kill on turn 2. Right? Yeah. I'm probably supposed to keep this. And I'll just play the Polluted Delta and pass. Yeah. I know they used to play a lot of Maverick. Obviously, this could be Maverick, but it also could be like a deck with blue spells in it. But either way, I think my game plan is gonna be the same. I just hope that this spoils doesn't kill me, or mill a bunch of stuff that I would need. It can't mill the Thassa's Oracle, which is good, but it could potentially mill past all my other Manamorphoses. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want to do that. Spoils. That's unfortunate. I wouldn't want to be stuck on a military base. But that's, respectable for them. Alright. Spoils is resolving, so that's nice. Let's name Doomsday and see if I die. It needs to be in the top 17 cards because I can't go to 1. There it was. Let's see what got exiled. No Manamorphoses, so it looks like I win this game. Unless they have counter magic. Presumably they're taking a minute to look at all the cards that got exiled. There's an empty 2. Alright, let's just see if it gets there. Oh! I mean, I don't think making 8 goblins is gonna be good here. I mean, I guess it could be 10 goblins if you Manamorphose. Yeah, I don't know. 10 goblins seems sketchy to me. Um, thing that could be interesting here would be to make a pile like Dark Rit, Manamorphose, because then you could Manamorphose into Dark Rit and then make the empty and then still try to kill them with Oracle next turn. But I feel like they're just going to counter. If they counter something, it might just even be the Manamorphose. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I think you just go for it here. I think we're supposed to just jam. That's only 4 cards. What must the 5th card be here? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Doesn't matter much. I'll put the echoes in. Just making them have it. I suppose one thing I could have done was make my last card be an LED. Oh, it just resolved. They didn't have it. That probably would have been the thing to do, is make the last card be an LED so that if they did have a counter magic, I could draw the LED and crack it, and then be able to, well, 1, 6, 7, and the LED would be 8. So yeah, then I would have enough to cast Manamorphose one time to make mana for the Thought's Oracle. But anyway, it got there. So now the question is, are they a real blue deck? I'm thinking probably my game plan is going to be to just submit and focus, like, lean my game plan more towards Empty the Warrens. Because Empty would be fine if they are Infect. Empty would be fine if they're Maverick Splash Blue. And then there's always game 3 to change the game plan. Ooh. I'm gonna need some lunch after this. I am running MTGO. Oh, fucking. Sorry about that. I am running MTGO on Ubuntu. This is my new laptop that I got over the winter. Back in, must have been in January. I like Ubuntu a lot. I like not being on Windows a lot, but Magic Online on Ubuntu has provided its own set of unique struggles. Man, 40 to 60 people sounds fucking great. I wish I could get that many people at a local. I'm lucky to get like double digits when I go to my local store. Alright, I gotta mull this. This hand doesn't do anything. This hand does a thing, so I'm gonna keep this. Romario, getting it up and running on Ubuntu is actually pretty easy. It's just running. I have a Docker container that's running Wine. I think it's the same way Jeff Hogland does it. Actually, um, I found a thing that a Docker image that has Wine with MTGO built right in, and it works pretty well. Um, and then OBS has works on Linux, although not all of the like fancy add-ons and stuff are available. But I don't have too many problems with crashes or anything, which is fine. Weird visual bugs earlier in the stream, but it's really might feels like it could be infect. I think the whoever called infect is knows what they're talking about. I think I'm gonna run out the LED right now. I'm not sure it matters much about my sequencing there. I really want to hit another piece of mana off of this so that I can make goblins potentially. Okay. So grab the Badlands and then Burning Wish. Crack this for blue in case I need to flash back the Echo. And then I think I just made goblins here. I I really have slowly grown to dislike Windows more and more over time, and because of my school and stuff, like a lot of the software I needed to use, I'm in grad school for computer science, and so a lot of the stuff is like either only works on Linux or works best on Linux, and so I was running a virtual machine anyway. Um, and when I learned that I would be able to still play Magic Online on Ubuntu, I figured I would just commit to it because like all I use my computer for basically is surfing the web, writing code, and playing Magic Online, and recording music, which I can do easily. Um, so like, I'm not missing out on anything. So I figured it was time to just make the swap. This kind of smells like they're a real blue deck with the brainstorms. Um, so Infect is definitely a top contender in terms of what I expect them to be playing here. I'm definitely not like a Linux power user or anything like that. Um, but yeah, that it's funny. I actually have now. I have a Windows virtual machine, like a Windows 2000, or no, I think it's XP, Windows XP virtual machine on this computer that I used to play Diablo 2 sometimes, and like some other old computer games, old PC games. Um, yep, it is infect. All right, so I'm basically just hoping here that they don't kill me. But if they do, I have Spoils of the Vault, so I can name Abandon Hope or Witness the End or something along those lines, and take my own life rather than let them do it to me for style points. What did they do with that? They did shuffle with the Ponder. That's probably a good sign, but obviously it's not a guarantee of anything. They are a little light on mana to be able to kill me. Like they would need another land probably, And that ponder sure isn't helping. They shuffled off that ponder as well. Got it! Hell yeah. Cash the league with this bad boy. Yeah, VMware. You're running Adobe in a VM, or Adobe programs in a VM? Is that what you're saying, Mario? I feel like those aren't very lightweight, and they would. Yeah, double invigorate. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. The cash to lead with this. So, this first match was against Miracles, I think, and I kind of just goblined them out of the game both times. And then this match was against Reanimator, and in game one, I clicked keep instead of mull when I meant to mull an utterly unplayable 7. MTGO. Oh, I wasn't calling MTGO lightweight. I was saying that I don't think Adobe programs don't sound very lightweight. Um, but MTGO is uh, definitely not lightweight. It's a piece of garbage. Uh, so yeah, I lost to Reanimator. Game one, I made an enormous punt, and then game two, I just didn't kill them right away, and they killed me right away. Or no, I think I mulled to two or three or something in that one. So that happens. This one was Doomsday, so Doomsday won at least in this match. That's fine. Uh, Actually, in the Doomsday match, I did make some decisions that maybe were a little questionable, like going for goblins when I maybe could have just done a pass the turn pile. Anyway, and then I beat, what was this one? Oh, this is Omnitel, presumably. And then Infect. So a lot of blue decks. A lot of blue decks died to Spoils Doomsday. That's pretty neat. I do think, for what it's worth, I'm going to show the list one more time. I think the raw power level on this deck is very high. The problem is that, like, obviously against blue decks, if your cards, if they have enough disruption, they can kind of just stop you in your tracks. But the real issue with this deck is that, as much as I say Spoils of the Vault is the strongest tutor in Legacy, and it's just a 1 mana instant speed demonic tutor, and why would you not play it in your deck? The fact that it kills you like 8 to 10% of the time is a big problem. So, like, this is the kind of deck where you absolutely could run hot and 5-0 with it, or like take down a local 1K or something, or top 8 a local 1K. But if you tried to play this at a GP, the chances of you running sufficiently hot for 15 rounds are far too low. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and I'm probably going to keep playing it because I don't like playing Force of Will in my decks. So, Lich plus Spoils when. Now that sounds like a disaster. That sounds like a really bad deck. I was actually thinking about this earlier today, looking at back at some of my other Echo Doomsday lists, like probably not this one, probably another Burning Wish one. Like, I wonder if there's room to fit like 1 to 2 spoils in a list like this, because like I'm the only thing that's different is I'm running a lot more lands and a lot less fast mana. But 1 to 2 spoils would let you cantrip into Doomsday piles if you had extra black mana, and would also let you be faster by just hitting Burning Wish. I haven't played any Thought Lash combo. I wouldn't be opposed to testing it and streaming it, but I don't have the cards for it. Like, I don't have Thought Lashes. It doesn't play Force of Wills. Play the Witch. I mean, I could play the Witch. There certainly is nothing from stopping me from trying the Witch in either of those decks. I know that's not true. Well, Magic Online is slowing down, so I probably will be logging off shortly. Also, because I can't spell. Oh wow, I really can't spell. Well, I do think this, where is it? The sicko mode Doomsday. I do have a Piff in the sideboard. I don't know about DP. I do think DP doesn't play well with Echo, but like Piff can be fine. Um, and you can flashback draw fours or flashback spoils. Because like even if you had a hand that made a bunch of mana and had like a spoils hanging around in it, you wouldn't necessarily have to spoils twice in one turn because you could Burning Wish for Past in the Flames and then flashback the spoils to try to hit another Burning Wish. Um, Obviously, the more times you start casting spoils, or the fewer, if you're aiming for 3 ofs instead of 4 ofs, you're more likely to die. But like Piff isn't so bad. Obviously, Double Wish can go off with Piff too. Um, Gives you a little grindy option. I do think it's good in the sideboard. I think moving the empties to the main is a lot better than so the first iteration of this list, I was playing Veil of Summers in the main. Um, and it was just like hard to cast them a lot of the time. Um, so then Ape wanted to try Faithless Lootings as like another card draw spell and a way to pitch echoes into the graveyard without needing Lion's Eye Diamond. And this list actually was all right, but it kind of like looting felt bad unless you were pitching an echo to it. Um, and it didn't have any protection, but it also didn't really have any good way to kind of like cheese out wins through counter magic. So then I tried Duresses, which are a little questionable if you're on the Echo plan, but they're a lot easier to cast than the Veils. And this list was pretty playable as well. Although I think there's maybe an argument for playing like 9 lands in this list, but I think the having the main deck empties has actually felt the best so far because it it let me squeeze a little more fast mana in. I got to squeeze an extra Simian Spirit Guide in, and it just kind of gives you more like business to work with, and more options for kind of memeing on Delver decks. But anyway, this deck is an absolute disaster, um, and I would never recommend ever playing it ever. Anyway, thanks for watching. I gotta go and eat lunch and maybe bake some bread.